All right, today we're going to talk about some triangle congruences. We're going to talk about the first one, which is side, side, side. All right, basically, if we know that three sides of one triangle are congruent to three sides in another triangle, then we can say that they are congruent. So, for instance, in this case, all right, if we knew that KL is congruent to SR, line segment, and then we knew that RQ, let me change that up. LJ is congruent to RQ. And we also knew that JK is congruent to QS. Then we could say that these two triangles are congruent. All right, so anytime you can prove that all the three sides have all the same length or that they're congruent, you can say all the triangles are congruent. All right, it's not always nice and neat like this, so sometimes we're going to have to kind of look for some things, explore our picture, and then we'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So in this case, we have a few things up there. All right, and it doesn't tell us. All right, we have one side here, these congruent marks here, and then we have the L is the midpoint of line segment GK. Okay, what that means is L cuts it in half. So then we could say GL is congruent to LK, and then we can say that those triangles are congruent. So it doesn't have to be always straightforward. We can have other information like L is the midpoint, and then that means that these two segments here are congruent. So you kind of have to explore. It's not always as obvious, but you guys should be fine. We can also share a side. This is kind of that reflexive property that we've been talking about. All right, so in this case, we're looking for, is this true? All right, we know that in this case, BD is congruent to BD. Okay, that's that reflexive property we talked about a little bit, and we'll start using that now. But here we're just breaking it down, seeing what we have. All right, and they want to know, is this congruent statement true? So we have triangle A. B, we go in the direction of the one tick mark. Okay, and then we go in the direction of the three tick marks. And then two. So it went one tick mark, and then three tick marks, and then two. That's kind of how we're going to break it down and see if it is a correct congruence. So we start here at C, all right, which is between the 1 and 2. Just like our A was between the 1 and the 2. So C is between 1 and 2. And now it matters the order that we go. So C goes towards B. So the C we went towards the 2 tick marks. And then we went towards to D, so it's towards the 3 tick marks. And then it was towards the 1. So did they line up? The answer here is no. Okay, C should correspond to A. And then, remember we're talking about doing it vertical. C corresponds to A. And then in this case, if we went C towards the 1 tick mark, it went from A to B. So it should go C to D. And then we have a B. So here you got to make sure the order does matter. We have to make sure that the letters line up, just like we talked about the other day. All right, so now we're going to start looking for these side, side, side. There's a lot of different other ones. The next one that we do is side, angle, side, and we'll talk about that in the next video.